Hello, and welcome to the Total Mind Success Podcast. I'm Danek S. Cause. My guest today is Gina Marie Rivera. She's the author of 4 books. They all relate to personal safety in some way, and she's got a lot of great information to share with us today. So, Gina, thank you for coming on the show.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for this great opportunity.
Okay. Now, your books are, like I say, about personal defense and safety and also preventing rape. There's a backstory to this, so tell us why you became interested in this particular topic.
Yes, well, I am a childhood overcomer of sexual abuse, and it started when I was really young, and at the young age of 11, I was gathered my strength and overcame my fear, and I taught myself to use my hands as self-defense, and remember, anything can be used as a weapon. So at that time, it was my hands, and I was able to stop my abuser, who was a family member. And growing up, you see it and you hear it, and it's kind of people don't really like to talk about it, or they feel embarrassed. And after my 10 years of working at the district attorney's office, I saw so much of this. And I'm also a female correctional officer with the state. I work at an all-men's maximum security prison, and I'm a survivor of 2 inmates that were assaulting my partner, and then they began assaulting me. So I just realized it's so important to spread the awareness of safety and self-defense and let anyone know, especially women and children, that we can fight back and we can use anything, even our voices, as a weapon, a tool. And that's my primary cause.
Okay, let's start with the children. You've got a great children's book that you've actually got a regular traditional publisher for. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm very proud of all my books, especially that one, and it's titled Be Safe, B-E-E, Safe, and it's about a bumblebee. Her name is Daisy the Bee, and she's talking to, she'll be talking about safety awareness for children, like not talking to strangers or wandering away. In the book, it's targeted around her hive or bee school. And that's a book that I wrote myself in one day, and I'm very blessed that it got picked up by a major publishing company.
That's wonderful. It's a wonderful story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've got you've got books for adults. One of them is called Fight Back, correct?
Yes, that's my first book, and all of these books are self-published. I taught myself how to do this, and it's just my way of giving back, because I did a little research before, and I didn't see too many books that were out there to prevent crime, let alone rape and sexual abuse, and I just thought that it needs to be talked about and it needs to be out there, and I decided to put all my information and training in my books.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about self-defense. I guess self-defense begins with, as you mentioned before the show, awareness, just being aware as you're out in the street about your business. Let's talk about ways to be aware, okay? And then maybe move on to some other stuff.
Okay. It could be simple. It's just from even walking outside of your house, or walking from school. A lot of times, and I fall victim to this also, where, you walk with your head down, shoulders slouched down, or you're on the phone and you're not aware. You don't see what's in front of you. I always tell, and in my books, they all state the same, always need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to be aware and alert of what's in front of you, the sides of you, behind you, because rapists and predators, criminals, they always look for someone who is not aware, not alert, someone that appears to have no confidence, self-esteem, and sometimes they'll even follow, and we're just not aware. We're just distracted. It could be just a simple awareness techniques that could prevent a crime if you're just a little cautious and aware. And even, for example, your keys. When we walk, we should always have our keys in our hands. And that could be an easy weapon to prevent someone from harming you.
And keys would be used for what? The eyes, the throat? Where would you use them?
There's a variety of ways, and I always try to teach that you can have your keys. For example, the largest and the sharpest key, you can put that key in the middle of your fingers and carry them that way. And if you have to, that could be a sharp tool that you can target the eyes, the nose, the throat, like the bony nerves of the hand or the arm, anything. Or you can even swing them, from your alarm or keys. Swing them. Throw them at someone if you have to try to, your number one focus and goal is to get yourself out of there and get yourself to safety.
Okay. Now, let's say in a rape situation, because you do talk about preventing a rape, what, there's no answer for everything, I guess, but in general, what do you recommend if a woman fears that she's about to be assaulted?
Sadly, it happens so often, and this is like rape is the most underreported crime in America, and so many people fall victims to rape, and they feel embarrassed or ashamed, and the majority of the times they won't report it. They will not report it because they feel embarrassed, ashamed, or they're intimidated, they're manipulated, and so the rapists continue to go on and rape. So if we just take I always say prevention is our best defense, prevention, and being aware. Knowledge is power. So if we just take the time to be aware and alert, and if you're ever in a situation where you feel uncomfortable or you're getting bad vibes from someone or a place, get yourself out of there immediately. Call 911 if you feel that you're going to be fall a victim or someone's threatening you or harming you. I always say, it doesn't matter how you fight as long as you react, act, and fight back. You fight any way that you can.
All right.
Fight, scratch, kick.
What are some of your other tips just for general safety on the street? Can we go into a few of those?
Sure. Safety on the street, let's see. If you're walking and you feel like you're being followed, it's okay to look at that person and let them know, hey, you know what, I know you're there. Because sometimes a lot of people will act afraid or they don't want to make a scene, or if someone's whistling or making derogatory comments, it's okay to let them know, hey, you know what, I don't like that, please stop. And if you're being followed, just change directions, cross the street, go to a safe area, police department, fire department, or anywhere where there's people, a store, and call 911 immediately. Okay. If you're in a car coming out of a grocery store, and Fight Back has I think there's 45 safety and self-defense tips, like ATM safety, carjacking prevention, street safety. I have all of that in there. It's a book that I wanted to just provide as much as possible. But I always say that any situation or vibe that you have, just listen to your instincts, listen to how your body's feeling, what it's telling you, and get yourself out of there and get yourself to safety. Okay,
great. What about again back to the forcible assault situation? Are there certain techniques or tips that you can know? We talked about the keys in the hand. I guess. A ballpoint pen is a good weapon also. What about just
heels? Anything. Heels. You can throw your purse at them. If you have a Kubaton, you can order that online. They're about $5. It's like a mini baton, and that you can attach to your keychain also. Your keys, and you can use that. Basically, it's like a long, thick pin, like a mini baton. And that will hurt someone. You can kick, like you're kicking someone, kicking a soccer ball. Aim for the groin area, the knees, the toes. Stomp on the feet, like if you're stomping on a bug or a spider. The main key is to try not to freeze, because it's normal for us to freeze in a situation like that. But we need to just dig in deep and let that fierce, fearless lioness in you come out and just fight back. You can scratch, bite, kick, scream, pull the hair, slap the ears, or cup the ears, bite the nose if you have to.
I hear it's very disorienting to pop someone in both their ears with your cupped hands.
Oh, yeah, cupped hands, slap them or sock them, like you're socking on pretend someone's in the restroom taking too long and you're going to bang on the door. Yeah. You're going to close your fist sideways and hit their ears that way. You can rail your knuckles on their neck, the side bones. There's so many. And you just go wild and just want to react, act, and fight back. You gouge the eyes, scratch. You can even spit to detract, to distract them, and you would just want to try to run and get yourself to safety.
Right. Like you say, action is the key, not freezing up like...
Exactly. It's normal to freeze. When I was involved in that assault at work, it's normal. It's a normal reaction for everyone to freeze. Yeah. But then you want to just react, act, and fight back. Because if you're freezing and your mind is actually telling you what to do, but you freeze for a moment, that's normal. But then you're going to let that fear make you run, take action, let that adrenaline in you help you to get out of that situation. Yeah. We all have natural instinctive skills. Okay. It's just, with all of this technology and everything, we've learned to ignore it. But if we just learn to listen to our feelings, it can save our lives.
And just so people understand, it may have gone by too quickly. This was an assault at a prison. You are a correctional officer, and this was an assault on your male partner, and you jumped in to help him. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I work at a maximum security prison for men, and my male coworker, my partner, was being severely assaulted by 2 male inmates. And I immediately ran in to help him. It was just him and I in a locked building with 200 inmates. And I had to help him. So I didn't even hesitate. And as soon as I ran in, the 2 inmates in turn ran after me. And I just saw my life flash in front of me. And they started beating me, punching me, my face, my head, kicking my knees. That's why in my books I say you fight anyway, because they will pull your hair. They began pulling my hair. They bit my wrist to try to take my weapon, which was my baton. So an attacker will do anything. So you need to remember you need to fight back in any way that you can. And I was very blessed to be able to fight both inmates off alone. And I had no prior experience of ever being in a fight ever before or an assault. So this was new for me. And I will admit, yes, I did want to freeze. That's normal. But then your mind, you've got to do something because you see your life flash in front of you. And you have to react and take action. And I was able to pull my partner out, push him through a small opening, and get us both out to safety. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yes, you've got 2 more books out there. Let's talk about those briefly.
Mm-hmm. So I just published Little Black Book, my new baby. And I decided, what a cool name, Little Black Book. So the book is black, and I decided to make it nice and small enough for a woman. It's primarily for women and teenagers, but it's all about preventing rape. It's very simple. It's small. You could fit it in a backpack or your purse or even a black pocket. And I provide 35 very easy. I wanted to make it just very easy and readable book that's straightforward, and it has a lot of very, very good, basic, simple, informative self-defense tips that needs to be out there. Everybody should know this.
Okay. What's your other book?
And I also provide positive, motivational, quotations in the book to help women who are going through or overcome stress, and reassure them that they can overcome their fear and have strength. So I thought that was good to have some positive, motivational affirmations there for them. And the other book is the same title, Little Black Book, but it's in Spanish. It's called Librito Negro. And I did that. I translated it myself into Spanish because I also realized that rape and sexual abuse and child trafficking occurs so much, much more in other countries, especially in Mexico. And I wanted to be able to donate. I usually donate the majority of my books to receiving homes and schools and anyone that needs information. That's my cause.
Well, it's a very worthy cause, and you're doing a lot of good work, a lot of help for
Thank
people
you.
out there, children and women. Yes, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Gina, tell people where they can find your website and your books, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure. You can visit my website. It's www.ginarivera.com. I'm on Facebook also, Twitter, and I have a couple videos that I provide free basic self-defense tips on YouTube with my name, or you can Google my books. Fight Back is available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com and Lulu.com. And my other books are available on Amazon.com and Lulu.com. And if anybody ever needs a copy of a free book, feel free to give me a call, and I'll mail you one.
Oh, that's very generous, very generous. My guest today has been Gina Marie Rivera, author of books on self-defense techniques, especially for women and children. You're listening to the Total Mind Success Podcast. I'm Danek S. Cause. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you can hear the show again soon. Thank you now. Bye-bye.